Good morning and welcome to the morning walk with Bill Corley. Today is, I guess, the first day of this program, which began as an experiment for VITA, Vlog Every Day, in April 2013. And so this is me, Bill Corley, taking a walk as I do every morning when I first get up to shake out the cobwebs and get a right start to the day. And I figured, in the interest of trying to provide some value, I would also use this opportunity to talk about, opine on, share things that I think might be of interest with the community at large, or with whoever's watching this. Time will tell if this is correct, based on the number of people who end up watching, but I figure I'm not going to really count that for a while. I'm just going to see how this works out and to what extent it successfully serves as a venue or platform to get my feelings off my chest in a constructive way. I would describe, say, making random posts on people's Facebook postings to be a not constructive way of getting things off my chest. So we'll see if this works out better. I think that it will. So, without further ado, what am I going to talk about on day one? I'm going to talk a little bit about the subject of resolutions. We often go through this exercise every year in which we create New Year's resolutions that are either often vaguely worded or really sort of we know in advance we're not going to make them up, because they're usually things that call for complete lifestyle changes. And as soon as you fall off the wagon, you sort of forget that the resolution ever existed, or you just feel so bad about having failed that you block it out of your mind. So I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try a 1 month resolution, a set of 1 month resolutions. So I have no particular aspiration that these are going to continue beyond the month of May. So I'm going to say things that are going to be done during the month of May or in the month of May. And I can think of a couple. So let's begin at the top. First resolution is something that I've talked about before. Here, I'll let this guy go by here. And that's going on a news diet. I've talked about in the past how most of what passes for news on our mass media sites like MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, Bloomberg, it's really not news. It's really mostly opinions thinly disguised as news, or analyses, and I'll use that word in quotes, of things that have happened masquerading as news, but really opinion. And all it does is typically make the world seem to be a much worse, much more violent place than it is. Now, not to say that the world isn't violent, but by and large, there's nothing you can do about that violence elsewhere in the world. And so dwelling on it is kind of depressing. So my news is going to be restricted to reading what's in the news in the upper right-hand corner of the Wikipedia homepage. I figure if it's significant enough to make it up there, then maybe it's something I ought to know. Otherwise, forget about it. So that's resolution number 1 for the month of May. Resolution 2 for the month of May is, and this is true because I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon in recent weeks, is to get and stay on the bandwagon of not eating crap. By not eating crap, I mean not eating sugar and processed carbohydrates at all. All those do is make me fatter and make me feel bad. So staying off the sugars and the processed carbs. So what does that mean? Eating protein, eating fruits and vegetables, that sort of thing. That's what I'm down to. So that's number 2. Number 3, and this goes along the lines of Bobby and I and our adoption plans, It's on my action item list that I got to sign us up to take a parenting class, and more specifically, one of the parenting classes offered by many agencies who work in the foster to adopt program. I can't say that we've made an absolutely final decision on this, but we're leaning towards foster to adopt rather than any of the other options. You know, newborn babies generally have an easier time finding someone. There's lots of agencies who can place them in families, but you know, once kids get older, a lot of times they sort of give up hope and don't have the opportunity, but they need families just as much as newborns do. So that's sort of where we're headed. But there's a lot of issues that these kids can have because of the fact that they're older. They realize what's happened to them. In some cases, they've been in less than ideal or even abusive situations. So there are a number of agencies that offer classes or workshops, or I don't know. That's what I need to find out. I've just read, references to them about, being a foster parent, or really not a foster parent because I want to adopt, but it's the same sort of coverage of what the process is, and frankly, what to be prepared to deal with. This is something Bobby said that he really wants to do before we go much further. So that's on my list of things to do in May. And last but not least, I've been following this bodybuilding / nutrition guy named Nate Green for a while. Did a little bit of the Built to Show workout for a while, but I have to admit there's another thing that I've fallen a bit off the wagon on. So he's joined up with some folks from Precision Nutrition, and they have this program called Scrawny to Brawny. And the next round of participants kicks off a week from today. I'm on the pre-sale, pre-sign-up list, and basically they pair you with one of a handful of expert coaches, you and another group of people, and you basically try to transform your body over the next year. So I'm into that. I would like to generally be more physically fit, and so I'm going to sign up for that next week, and then I'll use this video blog as an opportunity to share how that's going and rate the program as well. So those are 4 things. So let me recap here. I'm going to go on a news diet. I'm going to stay away from the sugar and the processed carbs. I'm going to schedule us into a foster to adopt parenting class, and I'm going to join the Scrawny to Brawny program that kicks off a week from today. So I'll be vlogging periodically on how those things are going, and we'll see if this sort of resolutions of the month holds any water. So that's it for me today. Some final words. If any of the things that I'm talking about are useful to you, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about in particular, leave me a comment and I'll make a video on that. So I'm out. Be kind to one another. Bye.